This is a flower. This is actually a tulip. It's a type of flower. It's called tulip. I think I'm going to buy a house and I'm going to pay for it with this flower. Oh man, Prophet, he's lost his mind. He's going crazy. Making these YouTube videos, he's lost his mind. That sounds kind of crazy, right? Yeah, I agree with you. It does sound kind of crazy. But back in Holland, back in like the 1600s, you could actually buy a mansion by the water with one tulip. Yeah. And now it sounds crazy, right? But nowadays, people are saying, like these diehard Bitcoin enthusiasts, like Bitcoin is down a little bit now, yeah, but it's on sale now. You should run out and go get it because once it comes back and it bounces, it's going to go to the moon, and one Bitcoin is going to be worth $1 million. So you're going to be able to buy a house with one Bitcoin. So the question tonight is Bitcoin the new Tulip Mania? Let's roll my credits and we'll get into it.
Cheers, family.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Richard Prophet, the Last Dragon. Welcome back to the Prophet Rolex and Real Estate channel. Home of the Dragon, man. Home of the Last Dragon. So before we get started tonight, I just want to send a shout out to RF Oyster. What's up, RF Oyster? Welcome. All right. So tonight's video actually is funny, right? I've been thinking about making this video, but everybody sees what's going on, right? They're saying, the collapse is beginning, right? Stock market is down 800 points. Crypto is down. So I sent out a text on my Instagram. $150 billion wiped from, I think it was couple of days ago, right? $150 billion wiped from the crypto market. And it's got so bad that there's certain, exchanges, they're not letting you withdraw your money. As your money's dropping, they're not letting you withdraw your money, right? So, buckle up, man, buckle up. But so I sent that I put that on Instagram, put that post out on Instagram, and actually with a picture. I'll include it at the end here. But anyway, I put that post on Instagram, and Neil, a member here in our family, Neil follows me on Instagram. He replied and he said, Prophet, this is bound to happen. Get into it. I'll read his email, but basically what he said is, Bitcoin, it reminds me of the tulip boom. And I'm like, you know what? Bitcoin, is it the new Tulip Mania? Is it Tulip Mania 2022? I've been thinking about that, and I'm taking it as like a sign from a higher power that Neil replied that on my Instagram. So I'm going to make this video about it, right? Okay, so is Bitcoin the new Tulip Mania 2022? Let's talk about Tulip Mania. I wrote down a couple of the dates for like maybe our younger viewers who are not familiar what really is Tulip Mania and what are you talking about tulips. Tulip is a flower, right? This actually is a tulip. Pretty, smells good. But can you buy a house with it? Can you buy a mansion on the water with this flower, one flower? Of course not. That sounds ridiculous, right? Right. It sounds ridiculous. Okay. Remember that. It sounds ridiculous. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you do your research, back in the 1600s, you could have bought a mansion on the water for one tulip. Back in the throes of Tulip Mania. For our younger viewers who might not know what that is, Tulip Mania, I believe it was back in 1630s, like the 16, wrote the date down. But anyway, people are saying that it's the world's first bubble, right? So they had a run up on tulips, and it got crazy. It got crazy. I'm just talking about it a little bit. So back in the Dutch Republic, right, like Amsterdam, Holland, back then it was the most advanced financial economy in the world, right? So long story short, people were going crazy over tulips, over this tulip. They even went so crazy with these tulips. When I was doing my research, I didn't know this, but they even went so crazy over tulips, they created futures, tulip future contracts to sell futures on tulips. I thought that was actually ridiculous because they couldn't flip the tulips fast enough, so they created futures. So this was like our first futures contracts. It was actually in tulips. It sounds ridiculous, I know, but look it up, do your research. So, not only were people flipping tulips, but now they were flipping futures, tulip futures contracts. That sounds ridiculous to me. But anyway, this is a flower, my man. It's a flower. But anyway, like I said, there were tulips that sold for as high as the price of a mansion on the water, right? So, you know what? I remember seeing it in a movie. Like if you go check out Wall Street 2, Gordon Gekko was actually telling the kid, what was the young kid's name? I forget. It wasn't Bud Fox. Bud Fox was the first one. And the second one, when the kid went to go see Gekko at his apartment, he had a picture of the Tulip Mania, the famous picture. And the kid didn't know what it was, and Gekko was explaining it to him. I'm gonna order that exact actual picture myself. I think it's beautiful. I'm gonna put it up in my office. So go check that out in Wall Street 2. It's there. So Tulip Mania, I think it lasted, if I'm not mistaken, for about 1634 to like 1637, 38. So about 3-4 years, you could buy a mansion for a flower. So, I mean, like all bubbles, of course, it crashed. And the people, the people that had their money in it were wiped out. Like any bubble, right? Anybody that, when the music stops and you go to sit down and you don't have a chair, you're gonna fall flat on your ass, or you're gonna get stuck with the hot potato, and you'll be wiped out. You'll be wiped out, man. So that's the brief history on the Tulip Mania of the 1600s. So now, Bitcoin, from 1 penny up to $60,000, 60,000 and change at its high, right? Probably about a year ago. I'll tell you my story real quick about Bitcoin, right? So I started hearing about Bitcoin, and I really didn't pay it much mind, but everybody, boom, 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 they kept talking about it. So I was actually in the supermarket one day, and I remember I was talking to my buddy on the phone, and he was like, oh yeah, Bitcoin. I got a Bitcoin, you should buy Bitcoin, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, oh, I bought them at 20, he bought two. He bought them at 2,500, and they were now up to like, when he told me I was in the supermarket, it was about 17,000. I said, what? And he said, yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy it. So I bought one Bitcoin at 19,000. I bought the Bitcoin. Boom. He told me I had to go here and make a wallet, all that. So I bought the Bitcoin, right? Because it was going to 100,000, right? I started going to YouTube, started looking around. Bitcoin's going to 100,000. All right, Bitcoin's going to 100,000. So I bought a Bitcoin. I bought a Bitcoin, right? Right after I buy it, it starts coming down a little bit, right? So when it starts coming down, things start dropping from 19, 17, 15. What does everybody say when it's dropping? Oh, it's on sale, it's on sale, it's on sale. It's going to bounce right back up. It's going to 100,000 for sure. Okay, boom. I buy another Bitcoin. I got two Bitcoins. I paid 19,000 for one. The second one, I think it had like a little cat bounce. I think I paid about 17,000 for it, right? So now I'm two Bitcoins, almost 40 grand, right? Whatever. A couple $1,000s short of 40 grand, a few thousand short of 40 grand. So I got two Bitcoins, and long story short, Bitcoin kept dropping. It kept dropping. So time goes by, it goes to about $3,500. All right. Now, when it hits about $3,500, $3,600, it stops moving. It's no longer going down. It's not going up. Nothing is happening. It's kind of stagnant, right? And I'm like, damn, $3,500. So here I am. I got two Bitcoins at $3,500. You know, so my almost $40,000 investment. Well, you know, I got $6,000. You know, I got like $6,000, right? Whatever it was, 5 and change, whatever it was. And I'm like, man, this thing might go to zero, and I'll stay with no money, you know. And it hasn't moved in a year. I have to get out before it goes to zero, right? So, you know what? That's exactly about the time, if you go back in my videos, where you can get a stainless steel piece, stainless steel Datejust Rolex, a Rolex Datejust stainless steel at Costco for about $6 grand, right? 6 and some change. So what do? I said, I'm gonna get out, and I'm gonna go buy a Rolex at Costco. I'm gonna buy a Rolex Datejust steel. All right. So I got out. $3,500 didn't move. I got my two Bitcoins. I sold them for $3,500. So $7,000 from my investment, right? So I sold my two Bitcoins, and whatever, I got out. So, and as soon as I got out, yo, I kid you not, it was a week later, 2 weeks at the most, boom, Bitcoin starts to shoot. It starts to shoot up again. And I'm like, what the F is going on? It starts to shoot up again. And I'm like, damn, you know what? I was the sandbag. I was the one sandbagging Bitcoin. I was holding it down. I got rid of my two, and then it goes back to the moon, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm done with it. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm not going to look at it anymore, so I don't regret my decision, right? So once I look at it again, had to be like a year later, a couple years later, I forget. This was recently. It was $60,000. Now you don't just got like you got real financial minds talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is on the news every day. Bitcoin is it's all over the financial news outlets are covering Bitcoin. Billionaires, you got billionaires talking about Bitcoin. These are some of the smartest people in the room, the smartest people in the world. They're talking about Bitcoin. They're buying and holding Bitcoin. People are making billionaires are buying Bitcoin, and they're saying it's going to $1 million per coin. You got to get in or you're going to be left in the cold. So what do? I'm trying to, I don't ever want to close my mind, because that's when you begin to start getting old, right? You start closing your mind to new things. So it's going to $1 million, right? It's only 60,000. Let's revisit it. 60,000, a whole lot of money, but for $60,000 investment to go to $1 million, that sounds great. I buy another Bitcoin at $60,000, which in hindsight, again, I jump in at the absolute high, the highest. That's where your boy gets in, at the highest. Here I am. Ooh, I'll take a Bitcoin. The highest, I get in, and long story, right? Longer, Bitcoin begins to drop. Fast forward, we're here now. Just the other day, Bitcoin goes to 21,000. It starts pummeling. 49,000, 42,000, 40,000. Oh, we see resistance. We see breakaway point. These guys talking all this garbage with these weird, Bitcoin terms and all this. It's 27,000, it's 20,000, it's 21,000. Resistance, we see resistance. Bitcoin's like $20,000 right now. Bitcoin's $20,000. But here's my thing. This time, I just chalked it off, right? Because I'm not getting out no matter what happens this time. I'm not getting out. If it's going to zero, some people are saying it's going to zero. Some people are saying, oh no, you gotta you gotta shake out all these other cryptos. There's like 20,000 other cryptos. We're gonna shake them out. Terra Luna, these type of things already went to zero. People have been wiped out, but you gotta shake them out. So the real guys could step forward. No matter what happens this time, I'm not getting out. If it goes to zero, we are going to zero. I'm not getting out. At this point, I don't even, I just want to get what I put in out, right? So if it goes back up to 60,000, even close to it, 50-ish, I'm going to take my money out and just say, that's not for me. I don't understand it, whatever. That's not for me. But if not that, if it goes to zero, then we are going to zero. Because I'm staying in to the moon or to hell. I'm staying in, whatever. If it goes to zero, we are going to zero. I'm not getting out this time. And yeah, man. Friday, stocks got decimated. Monday, stocks got decimated. Monday, crypto lost tons of money. Tuesday, crypto lost. I mean, it's crazy what's going on now. Real estate, the 30-year fix hit 6.5%, right? House prices are at an all-time high. And now here comes the interest rates, right? 6.5%. So interest rates, they're going to 7, most likely. They're going to 7. Fed just came out and raised 75 basis points. So everybody says, "Oh no, the mortgage rate they don't trail the Fed." Yes, they do. Yes, they do. There's some lag time. But they do trace. They do trace the Fed. Okay, it's some lag time, but they do follow the Fed. So we can expect mortgage rates to go up. So ideally how it works is mortgage rates go up, house prices go down, house prices go up, mortgage rates go down. So, but this is a strange time we're in. We're seeing things in these days that we've never seen before. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if house prices begin to drop now that the mortgage rates, interest rates are going up. And yeah, man, that's my Bitcoin story, man. You know, and now that I've already resolved to, you know, if it's going to zero this time, we are going to zero. I began to think about it. You know, what actually is it? You know, what is the reason really that you buy it? Does it have? It's not tangible, right? You can't call anybody at the Bitcoin office and talk about it. Does it have any utility? You know, I don't know. I don't use it for anything. So what do you do with it? Do you use it as money? No. People say, oh, you can use it as money. How, you know, what? I don't know. So is Bitcoin really like the greater fool theory? Like the only reason that you buy Bitcoin is because someone else is buying it, and you're hoping that when you buy it later on down the line, there'll be a greater fool than you to pay you more than what you paid for it. I mean, that's how you know, I'm beginning to look at it. Because what is it? You know, you buy it, you hold it, and you're hoping it goes up. Okay, that's with any investment. Okay, right, but other investments are tangible. Like real estate is tangible. Stocks, okay, you may not be tangible, but you own paper on that company. You own paper on that company. You know, when you buy Bitcoin, what is it actually that you own? I don't know. So I'll see. I'll be honest with you. I'm just ready to get out, but I just wanna. I'm not gonna get out like this. I'm gonna either I'm gonna get out, either I'm gonna be wiped out, or I'm gonna get out. But I'm not getting out at a loss. No way. Not this time. People say, oh, you know, the government's using it for money, this and that. Okay, you can, but you know, is it a store of value? I mean, I don't know. If something can go from 60,000 to 20,000 in a couple of days or month, or whatever, is that a store of value? Is that really storing any value? I don't know. You know, I don't know. Now so I'm not buying any more of it, but we'll just see what happens. So, so again, like I'm keeping my ears open. I got my head to the ground. My ears to the ground. I'm trying to figure out what's happening. And this crazy times were happening. Everybody's saying we're either in a recession or heading toward a recession. The new numbers are going to come out, and if it's 2 consecutives down, you know, we're in a recession. So we'll see. We'll see when the numbers come out. So everybody's looking to store some value. So my buddy keeps telling me about gold. Gold is the store of value. Gold is the store of value. So Saturday, me and a couple of my buddies, one buddy is an appraiser, and my other buddy is one buddy is my appraiser, and my other buddy is my banker, and I'm the investor, right? So the banker, the appraiser, and the investor. The claw, right? Claw, the dragon's claw. The three claws make up the fist. Apex predator claws. So yeah, we're going to. We actually have a meeting with a bullion dealer, gold bullion dealer. Look at that. He gave me my first gold coin. We went to lunch the other day. I got my first gold coin. This is what they call an American Buffalo. It says $50 on it, and then it also says 0.9999, 0.9999 fine gold, 1 ounce fine gold. So that is actually an ounce of 24 karat pure gold. So yeah, we're gonna go meet with a bullion dealer. We have a private meeting with a bullion dealer on Saturday. And actually, for only the initiated, I'm gonna film our little meeting. I'm gonna film some of the gold bullion, and only the initiated Saturday night at 10 o'clock. If you're part of the only the initiated family, OTI family, you can come on Saturday, and I'll bring you with me, and you can check it out, and you can see if I'll show you what he has for sale. I'll show you what I'm buying, and I'll show you what I'm paying for it. So that way, if you're interested, you can look into picking up some bullion for yourself. You know, is it gonna go here? Is gold gonna rise? Is gold gonna fall? I don't know. You know, I don't know. I'm not into gold like that. I'm not into precious metals. I'm not. But, you know, having a little bit here and there, I don't think is really a bad idea if you want to store some money here, store some money there. This, to me, is definitely a store of value. Unlike like cryptocurrencies, a Bitcoin, man. This is something I can touch. I can feel. I have this in my hand, like, hold on. If I wanted to, I could, you know, go and sell this. I can sell this. Nobody's going to tell me, oh, you can't, you know, the market's frozen. You can't do anything with it. Okay. If I had to, I can make a medallion out of it. Whatever. This is something tangible. So I'm going to put some money in this. And we got a price with a bullion dealer, so we're gonna get, you know, we're gonna get a price, probably either spot or not much over spot. We got a private meeting with the bullion dealer, and we're gonna pick some up. So only the initiated, come with me, and I'll show you what I'm picking up, and at what price I'm paying for it. So that way, if you are interested in buying some bullion, you don't overpay with some of these dealers out there, especially if you're going down to like the Diamond District. Forget about it. And you don't know what you're doing. They will, you know. So yeah. At the end of this video, I'll include the picture from Wall Street 2 with Gordon Gekko speaking to the kid. If anybody remembers the kid's name, include it in the comments below just so I can see it. I forgot his name. I'll include the picture of the $150 billion wiped from the crypto community, the crypto markets. Freezing withdrawals. Don't forget they're freezing withdrawals. Oh, my baby. No, you can't take out your money. Sorry, there's a technical issue. You can't withdraw your money. Yeah, okay, technical issue. Dow falls 800 points. I'll include that at the end of this video. And Fed raises by 75 basis points. And they say they're going to do it again. They're trying to grab a hold of inflation, right? So nobody wants to say it, but what they are trying to do is, because, you know, inflation was never transitory. It was always here to stay. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to break the market. They are trying to crack the market. Yeah, that's right. I said it. They are trying to crack the market. The market, there's too much money floating about. There's too much money around. So they are trying to crack the market. You understand? They want to break the housing market. They want to break it. Too many people are buying houses. They want to crack that market. They want to stop you buying a house. They want to stop people from buying a house, and they can maybe get a control of the market. And so a first-time home buyer or local from that city or town or whatever that wants to buy a house, that has been priced out for the last 3 years can now go and actually not even have to bid on the house. Just send out an offer on the house and get it. I mean, which is the way it's supposed to be, because right now the markets, especially if you're in any hot city, if you're locally, you can forget about it. You're competing with real money. You're competing with real money. If they want your neighborhood, they're gonna buy your whole neighborhood, and you can just forget it. So yeah, so they're trying to crack the market. They're trying to crack the market so it can readjust. Whether you call it the reset, readjust, whatever it is, I'm saying they're trying to crack the market, get a hold of this, and bring it down to basically, the housing market in any hot area is overheated. That's a fact. It's overheated. Okay, and it's just crazy. So the interest rates might go to, some people are calling for 10%. Some people are calling for 10%. I remember stories about, I mean, this was before my tenure, but I remember stories when maybe some guys here on the family can leave a comment below and tell me if they remember. But I remember people telling me stories about in the 80s, interest rate on a house was 16%, 15%, 15% interest rate to buy a house. I mean, a house might have been $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, okay, but it was 15% the cost of money. So, and they had to do that to bring down inflation. They had to grab a hold of inflation, and that's how they did it. I forget who did it, the name, who was responsible for raising the interest rates to 15, 60%. I forget his name. If anybody out there in the family knows, leave it below. Yeah, so buckle up. All I can say is buckle up. It's going to get worse, a lot worse, before it gets better. And if you're in any city where things are kind of getting a little shaky, just be diligent, man. Keep your head on a swivel, and be careful. If you don't have to be in certain, don't put yourself in certain situations that, it might be somewhat suspect. All right, so Saturday, join me. Please join me. We're going to go to the gold bullion dealer. It's going to be my first time. We're going to have a private meeting. My banker, my appraiser, and me, the investor, we're going to go. We're going to check out some bullion, see the prices, buy some, and I'll show it to you. So that'll be Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel. I mean, we're going to go on the day, but I'll post a video at 10 o'clock on Saturday night. All right. I'm going to stick around for all of those that are interested in what I talked about here today: Tulip Mania, Bitcoin, the stock market, cryptocurrencies, the state of the real estate market, and just what's going on right now in general. I'm going to stick around a few minutes after this video. Just leave your comment below, and I'm going to stick around. So I'll be here, and we can we can talk a little bit, man. Do you believe Bitcoin is Tulip Mania 2022? Do you believe Bitcoin is the greater fool theory? Or do you believe that you should be able to buy a mansion on the water with one of these? I'm your host, Richard Prophet. Thanks for watching, man. I really enjoyed it. I have a lot of fun, and I enjoy talking to you guys. All right, I'm your host, Richard Prophet, Prophet Rolex and Real Estate Channel. Join us Saturday for the gold bullion, and join us Sunday where we go back to our regularly scheduled Rolex programming, baby. I am the last dragon. All right, boom.
Cheers, family.